Well, Jordan, you decided to join Norwich on loan from Sheffield Wednesday. What persuaded you to come to Norwich? Did you have any other options any other clubs that you could have gone?
No, there weren't too many other options, but then at the same time, if there were, I'm sure Norwich would have been the leading candidate anyway. I think the love shown by Stuart and the manager coming down and showing me the facilities and ever so briefly giving me a little introduction on Norwich City and the area in general. Things like that go a long way, I think, in my book. And yeah, the fact that they made the effort, went out the way to approach me and treat me in such a way was really warming and really welcoming, and I just couldn't wait to get started and be part of the Norwich City family.
Being a former Ipswich player, no hesitation in coming to Norfolk?
No hesitation. I left Ipswich in quite a dramatic fashion actually back in the day, and thinking about it, you never quite know how football's run and the business goes at the time, but yeah, just one day I was playing for Ipswich, the next minute I wasn't, and
that made you frustrated the way it happened with Keane and not being given much of a chance to show what you're capable of?
Possibly, but then
your record since has proven that you made a bit of a mistake.
Well, I think any sort of walk of life, if you get rejection, you make it your utmost, and you make it you're determined then to try and put things right, and every day you go out with a purpose to try and prove people wrong, and yeah, that's been a little bit of more motivation to try and do that. And I was really thankful for Huddersfield Town for showing me the faith, and Lee Clark and taking me there with a great bunch of lads, and really enjoyed my time at Huddersfield.
It's been a great season for Norwich, second in the league, got a huge game coming up. Has it been slightly frustrating for yourself, having to come off the bench, and because the team who's done so well with the goals, and you started in the team, got your goal nice and early, your first goal for the club nice and early, but you suffered that slight injury, and has it been sort of frustrating having to come off the bench?
Yeah, I think every footballer wants to play 90 minutes week in, week out. I think even the ones that start, they want to finish the game, and even if they're coming off with 2, 3, even 20 minutes before the end of the game, everybody wants to play the full part of every minute. And when you've got a squad like we have, that's got real competition for places, not just myself. Everybody wants to be part of things, and that's the part of being a manager. He has to pick out the 11 on a Saturday or whenever the game day is, and I've just got to make sure that I'm right in training and doing my utmost to try and force my way into the team. Timo and Steepy and Emmy and Nell, who they all started the last game in attacking positions. They've been doing ever so well, and Norwich City are second in the league, so there really isn't too much that on a personal note I can complain about. But at the same time, it's not about individuals. It's not a matter of who's getting the goals, who's taking the plaudits. It's a matter of Norwich City trying to get to the positions at the end of the season to get to the place that
I've got to say, you're nothing like me. When I was left out, I'd be like, yeah, obviously want the team to win, but I didn't want the centre forward to score. I'd hope we'd win 1-0, an own goal or one of the centre halves coming up. But I've been told that you're always encouraging. And have you got a good relationship with the other forward lads?
Yeah, I think so. I think me, Dennis and Timo, because we all play in that one striking position so far this season, we're all very supportive of one another, and whoever gets the nod and is out there, we're first to congratulate them in the half-time changing room, or full-time or whatever. We're first to go up to whoever's scored and give them a little pat on the back and ask for plenty more. And
what's your relationship with Daniel Farke like?
Really good, actually. It's I was saying before, it's not many. In fact, I've never played under a manager that was a forward in their career. So to have that sort of relationship and rapport with somebody that knows what it's like to be a front man, knows what the demands are, and if you miss a chance or two, the manager's been there and played in it, seen in it, dealt with it in his previous career. It's reassuring, actually, and it's looking back over the season so far, he's been really supportive, and I think
he understands what you're going through, and he sympathises that because team has done so well, he's scored the goals. And he can understand your frustrations, I bet.
Yeah, and not just myself, it's other people that are not getting the game, and it's people that are being injured, so I think everybody can relate. It's it's a good place to be at the moment.
And what's your highlight so far?
Highlight so far?
First hat-trick?
Yeah, scoring the hat-trick was good. The Millwall game. The Millwall game was a good...
game 10 minutes before.
Yeah. Came on a sub with 10 minutes to go or something like that. Managed to score the equaliser, but Timo getting the winner in dramatic fashion. I think that was the first of several dramatic games, and hopefully there's not too many more.
So I look at last season at the club, and they didn't score many goals for what reasons, I'm not too sure. Didn't create too many, but this season as a forward, it must be an absolute pleasure to play in this side, because you know they're going to create chances.
Yeah, we've got a certain amount of resilience as well. There's a never say die attitude, and I think even when goals go in, people just shrug it off and say, right, let's get one more, let's get two more. I think, what was it, Boxing Day, Notts Forest, we're 3-0 down with 10 minutes to go and just kept going.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So many goals have been scored in the last 3, 4, 5 minutes of game. Is that to do with your fitness as well?
Possibly, yeah, we worked really hard on the training field.
I can tell by this morning.
Yeah. So, yeah, possibly. Who knows, I think it's a mixture of a few things, having positive attitude, and we go a little bit gung-ho at times as well. So
that's quite good for the forward, though, I think.
Yeah, absolutely right. When you're in them positions, you know that the chances might fall, and being in and around it, and you've got a chance, got to be anticipating the next ball in. And
the role of a centre forward, it has changed over the years. I looked at your record at Huddersfield and at Blackburn, and it was ridiculous, the amount of goals that you scored. Did you have a partner up front? Did you play the two?
At times. Yeah, at times. Didn't mind playing in that one. Still don't mind playing as that one. And then played at times as a two, as you know, as you well know.
I did it on a few occasions, not a lot. I always had someone up there who took a bit of pressure off me. But as the games changed and evolved, you get coaches and managers who tend to go with just that one man up front. Is it harder?
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if... I think maybe Spain winning the Euros...
Without a striker.
Without a striker changed the dynamics of football completely, didn't it? Whether it's for the better or not, that's for people to decide. But, you know, I always got brought up the similar way that, you know, watching yourselves, it was get the ball forward, get it ball wide, and get in the box for crosses coming in.
I grew up in North Wales. I was a big Liverpool fan. So my idols were Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish. Who were yours when you were growing up?
Well, my dad being a footballer was obviously my idols. Going to watch him on a Saturday at 3 o'clock, it was that's all I ever wanted to do. So I think that just having that belief and that drive to try and be a footballer one day, that was the real inspiration. But as strikers, it was maybe Shearer and Nistelrooy and Henrik Larsson when my dad played up in Scotland quite a while.
Some proper goal scorers there, mate.
Yeah, I love watching Henrik Larsson score his goals. So yeah, probably them three was the ones that I'd like to watch.
Has the P word, does it get mentioned for Colney?
No, it doesn't get mentioned too much because I think there's so many things and variables that can happen between now and the end of the season. It's tough to say. Playoffs, promotion, what P word do you use? So the best teams to play for, I think, going into the latter stage of the season are the ones that can't find themselves in sixth position but can't find themselves getting threatened with the bottom, and they find themselves in that comfortable middle bracket. And I'm sure, you know, games, whether it's top 8 at the end of the season or whether it's bottom 8, they're going to be tough games because they've got teams that are fighting for something. So we're just going to try to take one game at a time, and really looking forward to the test. I've
spent a couple of hours here today. I sort of caught a glimpse of your training. And one thing that I sort of noticed is the camaraderie, the togetherness, the spirit that you've got here up at Colney. How does that compare to other clubs that you played for?
We're a really close-knit bunch, actually. Yeah, we are close-knit. It's tough to know where that actually comes from. Does that come from having the club in such a location that everybody lives in Norwich and knows what it means to play for Norwich, and there's no people commuting half an hour plus? Everybody's within 20 minutes of the training ground, 20 minutes to the stadium. That's even with a little bit of traffic. So I think everyone knows what it means to be part of Norwich City Football Club, whether that's neighbours bumping into somebody shopping or whatever it happens to be. And you tend to stay around a little bit more, maybe at the training ground. You don't mind spending an extra 10, 15, 20 minutes doing bits and bobs, going to the gym, spending a bit of socialising with somebody over lunch or dinner or whatever it happens to be, because you know you're only 20 minutes away. Whether that's a factor or something for other clubs that other players have to commute an hour plus.
Yeah.
It might well be, but I think the location does actually suit the club and the players that all move to the area. So,
would you like to make the move permanent?
Would love to. Yeah, would love to.
It's a lovely place to live.
It's a great,
club, facilities.
Great club. We're doing something right as well. I think the table shows that at the moment. We've got a lot of football to play between now and the end of the season. We've just got to keep going as we are, keep working hard and see where it takes us.
You know, looking back at your Huddersfield career, you scored 40 goals in 2011, 2012?
Yeah.
Do you know whose record? The post-war record.
I know what you're going to say.
You swine. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
If I couldn't have lost it to a nicer man.